Today in math, we'll be learning about comparing quadrilaterals. This is from Module 7, Lesson 4 in Eureka Math. Before we get talking about quadrilaterals, let's talk about another important word, polygon. This is a shape. Look at the word polygon. It is made up of two different words, poly meaning many, and gon meaning sides. So our definition for a polygon is a geometric shape with at least three straight sides and at least three angles. Here's some examples. A triangle. A triangle has three sides. It also has three angles. A square has four sides and four angles. Here we have a hexagon. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, and then it has also 6 angles. So these are polygons. An angle is a place where two lines come together. A side is the edge of a shape. What is a quadrilateral? Notice how I have the word quad in green and lateral in yellow. That's because quad means four and lateral means side. So a quadrilateral is a geometric shape with four sides. Here's some examples. We can see that all of these shapes, the trapezoid, a square, what we call a parallelogram, we'll talk about that later on, and a rectangle, they all have four sides. Here's some important words. Parallel lines. Notice in the word parallel that we have two L's that are red. A parallel line is a set of lines that will never cross each other. Look at the L's in parallel as a reminder. Those lines, if kept going, will never cross. Let's take a look at an example. Like on a piece of paper, the blue lines are parallel. Those lines will never cross each other. Or railroad tracks. Those railroad tracks there will never cross each other. They might cross other tracks, but they will not cross each other. How about a football field? Notice how the yard lines, they are parallel, going up and down. Those lines will never touch each other. Also the side lines, the big white lines, those are going left to right and will never touch each other either. We also have right angle. A right angle, if we remember about an angle is where two lines come together. Notice the L in angle. A right angle is when lines form an angle that looks like a corner. Think about the L in the word angle as a reminder. Look at this window. It has a lot of right angles. The closest one, the window pane, is a right angle. Then the edge is also. And then the outer frame is also a right angle. Here's another example. A clock, when it is at 3 o'clock, it is a right angle. Notice how the hour hand and minute hand form that corner or that L shape. So if we think about the L in the word right angle, we'll remember that a right angle has that L shape. How many parallel lines and right angles can you find in our classroom? Now this picture is kind of taken at a little of an angle, no pun intended, but we want to see how we can find some parallel lines and angles. Can you find any? Here's some examples I found. I saw the door. Look at how the door frame goes up and down. That door, if we put imaginary lines there, those lines would never cross each other. I also found parallel lines on the ceiling and then just below the border, or just above the border of our other wall. So we can see there that we have parallel lines there as well. But how about right angles? Did you find any? I found one down here on the desks. If this was a straight-on picture, you would notice that your desk leg has an exact right angle in the corner where the metal bar meets the top and the bottom part and the other. Where else? I found one back on our reflex chart. Back on the reflex chart, the edge of our borders is a right angle. I bet you can find a lot if you were to pause the video right now and keep on looking. I hope you're successful with today's work with our video.